Hello everybody and welcome back. I am currently on the job with J&B Trucking in Euro Truck Simulator 2. The reason why I said on the job with J&B Trucking is I'm starting a new Euro Truck series. So I'm going to go back to I'm going to rename everything. The name of the Euro Truck series is renamed. I'm going to number it differently. So from now on I'm going to do, it's going to be called ETS 2 on the job with J&B Trucking. Trip 1, episode 1, and then obviously however many episodes it takes me to do a trip, I'll keep doing that. So eventually, I'll be on like trip 7, episode 3, which is the third part of my 7th trip on the job, if that makes sense. The reason why I did that is Jeff and I have decided we really wanted to step up our game in Euro Truck. So me and him spent hours working on a texture. And I realized that I'm in a Kenworth, and last time I left you guys, I was in a Volvo. And after driving that with Zach, I really didn't like the mirrors on it. It was just too much. I didn't like it. So I went searching for another truck that was unlocked, and I came across this. The Kenworth W900L, the truck that Jeff used to drive all the time. The only thing is this is an updated version. That's a couple things different about it that are for the better. But also it is unlocked. So Jeff and I say Jeff and I because I wouldn't have been able to do it without Jeff. We spent hours working on the texture for this truck and a trailer. That I'll show you in a bit. But since we did that, we decided that we're going to be company drivers. It's called J&B Trucking, and we both own it, but that doesn't mean we're not any different from any drivers that we own, or not own, but that we hire. So we've turned on speed limiters, so there's no more speeding past 90 kilometers. We are now taking our time with every load. We're going to try to take every load with 0% damage, not late, on time, or even early. So there's going to be no more risky maneuvers of passing trucks on twisty, hilly roads. There's going to be no more rolling through yields. It's going to be 100% as careful and simulation as possible. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my trailer. Okay, so I'm currently leaving, going to a different yard. It turns out my GPS took me to that yard saying my trailer was there, and it turns out it's actually down the street. So we're gonna go down and pick up the trailer. But yeah, so we're gonna do everything simulation. We're not gonna speed. We're not going to do anything crazy. We want to take this as serious as possible now that we're company drivers. Also off camera, I own a second truck and I hired a driver. I now have a driver under my belt, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up the trailer. Alright, so we have our trailer. Let's do the pre-trip run. We're already on the job, but there's no rush. We can take our time. So we have 0% damage. We are hauling 32 tons of tomatoes. We are going to not gonna try to pronounce that. It's gonna be in Algiers. We're expected to get there between Monday at 8:10, I believe. Is that 8? Yeah, 8. And Tuesday at 2:40. We're going to get 30,000 pounds. We have 31 hours and 30 minutes to complete the job. We need to rest in 10 hours and 30 minutes. We're expected to get there Monday at noon. We're pretty much won. We have 1,000 kilometers to go. There's no ferry trip, so that's all land miles. It's going to take us 17 hours. So there's no rush on this load. We can take our time. But before we go, I figured I'll show you why I'm redoing my Euro Truck series. And I'll show you the truck and trailer that me and Jeff worked on. Excuse the farm animal noises. But here it is. J&B Trucking. It is a representation of the Decker logo and trucking. As you can see on the side, we have J&B Trucking. We have the Decker stripes, red truck. On the back, we have the Decker. On the trailer, we have the Decker logo there, 53 foot. Let's check the very back. We have the J&B Trucking, wide turns, So we tried to follow everything that Decker did with their trucks. The only thing we changed is the logo, just to J&B Trucking instead of Decker, obviously. But it's the same scheme and everything, and I think it turned out amazing. So I'm very excited to use it, and this has kind of given us the boost that we need to start taking this game seriously, like we need to. So I hope you guys enjoy the new series of On the Job with J&B Trucking. So from now on, I'm going to start taking things a lot more seriously. So I guess enough talk. Let's go ahead and get out on the road. All right, we are good to go. So, with the new J&B Trucking truck and trailer, only the reefer units have the J&B Trucking on them. So from now on, pretty much, I'm going to be mainly hauling reefer units, just so I can get the trailer with our texture on it. It's so me and Jeff are pretty much just going to be primarily reefer unit drivers. I think it's worth it because you don't see the reefer that much on the road by itself with other trucks carrying it, and it kind of just gives us a load to look out for. So I don't think we'll have any problems finding work. So we got this done yesterday after spending probably about 5 hours working on the truck and the trailer. It took a very long time, but I think it was worth every second. The truck and trailer just look amazing. Also, this truck by itself, it's not fancy, but it gets the job done. It looks very, very nice. So I'm very excited to be using it, and I was using it last night after we made the texture. I did a couple runs, and I got used to the truck, so I think I'm pretty confident in my driving. I didn't get any damages while I was driving, so I'm going to try to continue that now. Oh, these lights are ridiculous. So yeah, with the start of this new series, I figured I'd kind of do something a little different at the same time. Instead of, because I saw a lot of comments about, I talked too much about GTA 5 in my last Euro truck. But you guys have to understand, I am very, very excited for GTA 5, and that's pretty much all that's on my mind as of right now. And pretty much you talk about what's on your mind. So, sorry if I talked too much about GTA 5 in my Euro trucks. But it's just something that I'm very excited for. I've waited a long time for, so I want to talk about it. But the thing is, now that these videos are going out, I know for a fact these videos aren't going to go out until after GTA 5's release. So you guys will be playing it or have had played it or something. It's out by the time you're seeing this video. Oh, I think this is a stop. Yeah, it is. Okay. One thing about this truck is you got to kind of look out. It's a little weird with the camera. It looks pretty clear, so I'm going to go. So yeah, it's just right around the corner, and that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in that episode. I mean, you guys have to realize that I've been waiting for this for a very long time, and it's so close that that's all I'm going to talk about. But now that it's out, and I know it'll be out by the time this video's out, I want to do something a little different. So I think this time I found a random topic generator that either gives you a random topic, asks you a random question, or it gives you a lot of the would you rather or what ifs. So I'm gonna be reading these and trying to answer them. I figured this would give me something to talk about during my trucking. Also, you guys can answer these too. I'm gonna say, obviously 1, 2, 3 question and whatnot, and you can just say, answer question 1 or 3 or whatever, and you give me your answer if you want. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start off. I'm just going to say, question 1, would you rather be blind or deaf? I think I would rather be deaf because, I don't know, being blind, you need, it's that fear of something, you can't see what's happening around you. When you're deaf, you can at least see what's happening around you. And I think my hearing as of now is not, I mean, it's fine hearing. I have a little trouble hearing some things sometimes. But I think eyesight's a lot more important than, you know, hearing things. Because, I mean, like, if you're blind, you can't read, like, text messages. You can't type to someone on Skype, you know. You can talk to them on the phone, but, I mean, you would also have to be able to see the phone and dial, and it's just like, I just think being deaf would be a lot easier. But then again, I haven't been either, so I wouldn't know. Let's see, is anybody gonna let me out? Yeah, we're good. So just because I'm doing this new simulation doesn't mean I'm not gonna pass trucks. I mean, it's a pretty wide open interstate, so if I see the chance and if I'm going faster than somebody, I'm obviously gonna pass them, just like real trucks do. I just want to take my time, be a little more serious, and not get into any incidents. That's what my goal is. But anyway, to answer question 1, it is I would rather be deaf than blind. Question 2, would you rather be the best player on a horrible team or the worst player on a great team? I would rather be the worst player on a great team because you can get better at what you do. I think if you're the best player on the worst team, you just get a lot of people expect you to do something, and if you don't, you know, live up to their expectations, they get upset. So if you have a bad game or something, I'm pretty sure they're talking about some sort of team, some sort of sport team. But if you have a bad game, you know, people are going to say, oh, well, you're the best player. That shouldn't have happened. So I think if you're the worst player, I'm not saying like I want people not to look at me. I'm just saying I think it's easier just to train yourself to be, and also you're going to be around really good players, so you'll learn things, you'll pick up tips along the way, and it'll just slowly you'll gain skill from just being around people that know what they're doing. Take a break, take a drink of my coffee here. Uh-oh, we need to get over. Really bad. God. Yeah, I really wish they reacted to your blinkers in this game. Zach and Jeff and I were talking about that, mentioning that can't wait for the trucking game where they actually react to your blinkers, not just you coming over. Because then situations like that wouldn't happen. He would have saw that I had my blinker on and hopefully either slowed down or sped up. Either way, he would have been clear so I could have came over. Anyway, on to the next question. Would you rather be rich and ugly or poor and good looking? I don't know. That's kind of a interesting question. I think I'd rather just be ugly and rich. Rich and ugly. Reason being, I don't think I'm the greatest looking person as it is, so I don't think being, I don't know. Looks are a thing that's not really, you can't really judge somebody on their looks. I mean, personality is what matters in people. Regardless of what they look on the outside, it has nothing to do with who they are on the inside, and honestly, who they are on the inside is more important than the outside. So I'd rather have that confidence of personality and be rich than to be poor and good looking and just be like, oh, that's a good looking guy, but he is poor as shit. So, I don't know, that's my thought process behind it.